The Human Optimization Podcast is proudly brought to you by Vicon Supplements, where quality meets sustainability. Vicon's all-natural supplements are handcrafted and sustainably produced in Canada, bringing you products that nourish both your well-being and our planet. Visit viconsupplements.com today and be a part of a greener, healthier future.
Are you ready to embark on a journey to the best version of you? Join me, Lisa Pitel-Killah, as I dive deep into the world of hair tissue mineral analysis and functional medicine with fellow experts, and guide you on the path of unlocking your full potential. As a multi-time kettlebell sport world champion, I'm on a mission to reach high-performance professionals from around the world to help you minimize tiring symptoms, maximize health, and gain unstoppable energy. This is the Human Optimization Podcast. Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Human Optimization Podcast. I am always so excited about our guest. Today is going to be exceptional. So I have Coach Ann Hester. She is a medical doctor, is a CNN featured health expert, a syndicated columnist, and a health coach who helps people take confident control of their health using evidence-based strategies. She's double board certified in internal medicine and lifestyle medicine, and I'm going to talk about that again in a minute. A rare credential that reflects advanced training in preventing, treating, and reversing chronic disease through lifestyle-focused care. Dr. Hester is the author of Patient Empowerment 101, more than a book, it's an adventure, where she teaches individuals how to navigate the healthcare system more effectively, communicate clearly with providers, and become advocates for their own well-being. Known for translating complex medical science into practical real-world guidance, her mission is to empower people to move from passive patients to active partners in their health. Dr. Hester, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, well, definitely an honor for us. And I want to come back around to the lifestyle medicine because I was digging into that. And I want you to confirm this percentage because I had two. There was 1/10 of 1%, which is 0.1%. I found another one that said 0.4% of physicians in the United States are certified in lifestyle medicine.
Right.
Tiny,
So in
tiny little
America,
amount.
the last time I checked, I'm one of fewer than 0.4% of U.S. physicians board certified by the American Board of Lifestyle Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But lifestyle medicine has taken off around the world, and now you can find it in over 50 countries. And there are different boards of lifestyle medicine in different countries. So globally, I'm among fewer than 0.1% of physicians board certified by some board of lifestyle medicine someplace in the world.
Wow. So they're both right.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, and I always love starting off the podcast by asking, there's obviously a reason you're here. And there's a way that you got here. There's a background to all of that. Can you share a little on that with us?
I was a practicing internist and internal medicine doctor for almost 30 years. Most of the time I spent in the hospital, in the emergency room, admitting people on the wards, taking care of them, and then sending them back to the doctors. But I also got started mainly in primary care. No matter where I was, I saw the same things. A huge void between how we think and how patients think. And it's not the patient's fault. We were trained a specific way. Patients don't have patient school. We have medical school.
Right.
And so my goal was to kind of bridge that gap. So patients would have a better understanding of things that they can do to help themselves. And so I decided to create this platform. And it is an on-demand platform. It's now called ptrreset.com. But when I first started, I was focused on diseases that are already manifested, such as heart disease and other things. And so I started hiring doctors to record courses, on-demand courses. And one doctor I hired, she was a lifestyle medicine doctor. And I had not heard of that, but it just sounded really interesting. And as I recorded her course, I just sat there with my jaw dropped open. Like,
Wow.
how is it that after decades, I had no idea that medical science has all this information on ways to prevent, treat, and reverse? In medical school, we're taught anatomy, physiology, diagnosis, peel, surgery. That's what we're taught. But now we've moved way beyond that. And that's why lifestyle medicine has taken off around the world, because doctors are excited that we don't just need to give a Band-Aid. Here's the pill for the disease that we could have prevented if we had done A, B, and C. The focus is on patients becoming empowered to be the center of their own healthcare team, to decrease the risk that they get these common diseases. And even if they develop them, they're less likely to need as much medication, and they're going to fare better.
Amazing. Well, and at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? To be
Absolutely.
able to, right? To be able to manage and support and be preventative. So what you said, prevent, treat, reverse.
Yes.
Love that. What are some of the tools to help people prevent chronic illness that you have come across, that you've put into some of your systems?
Lifestyle medicine has 6 pillars, and these pillars have been proven to help prevent, treat, and reverse. As a matter of fact, in America, the American Medical Association put out a resolution in 2017 saying you doctors need to learn lifestyle medicine and apply it. Unfortunately, because of time constraints, all sorts of things, and then COVID, the focus was not getting into lifestyle medicine for many doctors. Now I'm seeing it pick up. But lifestyle medicine is the proven path to help prevent, treat, and reverse. So there are 6 pillars. Number 1 is a whole food, plant-based diet. That's not saying you can't ever have any meat, but meat is the minority of the plate. Most of your plate is filled with fruits, vegetables, grains. Just imagine a rainbow, all these different colors bursting with minerals and nutrients and antioxidants and cancer fighting chemicals with all these different types of foods, different colors. They refer to different nutritional values of different things. So you're not going to find the same nutrients in a green grape as you're going to find in an orange or a purple eggplant. The reason that we have to have the diversity is because the colors stand for different nutrients. And so all you do is you pour green vegetables. They're wonderful, but you pour green vegetables all over your plate. You're missing the benefits of the yellow squash and the red raspberry and all these other things. And so you want a very diverse plate, mainly from the ground,
Mm,
fruits, vegetables, grains, uh, various herbs, spices. Those things are important too.
yeah.
The next thing is meaningful movement. Now, you don't have to go to a spa. You don't have to run a marathon, just regular movement. And in America, the guideline is 150 minutes per week of moderate activity or 75 minutes a week of vigorous activity. And 2 or 3 times a week, you want to do some strength training, lifting weights, bands, things like that.
hmm
The next one is restorative sleep. A lot of people don't realize that we have a cleaning crew in the brain. We call it the lymphatic system. And when you're in deep sleep, that cleaning crew goes to work sweeping away the toxins. That is huge. And people are not aware that we have that. And also, when you don't sleep, your hormones, they just go haywire. The next one, number 4, is social connections. So we know that love and hugs and all of those things actually, they have a biochemical hormonal basis to impact health. You have release of a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone, and it helps counterbalance the negative effects of cortisol, which is the chronic inflammation hormone linked to many common diseases.
Yeah.
So, number 5, we have stress management. Stress can be a killer. So, managing stress is the 5th pillar. And then the 6th pillar is toxin avoidance. I don't just mean alcohol, I don't just mean tobacco. If you look at the chemicals on your lotions, you look at the chemicals in your shampoos, your detergents, all of those things, you'll be shocked at how many chemicals in there can disrupt hormones, cause all sorts of problems. So anything that you inhale, you place on your skin, or you eat could have chemicals that can be causing damage to your body. So those are the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine.
Absolutely. And when you're talking about personal care products and cleaning products, I
Mhm.
really don't think people understand
Mm-mm.
what is in them and the implications, right?
I agree. I agree. One thing, once I started getting into this, I took all of my cleaning products, my personal care products, lotions, all of these things, and I sat at my computer and I went to a site called
Yep.
ewg.org. And I started putting these things in. I pushed the button. Well, this product has chemical A. That's an endocrine disruptor. Chemical B. It can cause asthma. Chemical C. I'm just looking at all these things.
Yep.
This could potentially cause cancer. And I spent literally hours getting rid of those products and ordering greener varieties. Not to say anything is perfectly healthy, but when we know that things are made in a laboratory versus things are made naturally, that's a pretty simple switch. Something as simple as buying some organic coconut oil.
Yeah.
That's simple. You can use it on your hair
Hmm.
to add sheen. You can use it on your skin instead of lotion. You can even cook with it. I don't like to because of the saturated fat, but organic coconut oil can go inside of you, in your hair, on your skin. Think natural. Get away from all those chemicals that were manufactured in somebody's laboratory.
Yeah, absolutely. The other one I'll mention, because I really do love it, is castor oil,
Hmm.
right? I love putting castor oil on my skin at bedtime once a
Yes,
week. It just makes such a big difference.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. When we talk about the PTR reset, remember everybody, prevent, treat, and reverse. Is there a specific framework for that people would follow and be able to really empower their health journey?
Imagine going and buying a box of spaghetti.
Hmm.
So you have all these strings of spaghetti lined up. Now cook the spaghetti and they're intertwined.
Hmm.
When you put together these 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine, that is like the spaghetti intertwined. So any one of the 6 pillars, if you're not doing any of them regularly, you can pick any one
Hmm.
and get a health benefit. The more you pick, the more they are going to interact with each other and you'll get a bigger bang for the buck. So instead of 1 plus 1, blah, 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 equals 6, if you add all 6 together, you're more like 20, 30. Because, for instance, exercise
Hmm.
can decrease your risk of certain cancers.
Yep.
It also helps your brain and it also relieves stress. So stress is associated with not sleeping. Poor sleep is associated with everything from emotional problems, weight gain, even a decreased life expectancy. So that's just one example of how any of these things can interact with the other. A whole food plant-based diet is like music to your gut microbiome. And the gut microbiome, basically, we're talking about trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, and so forth in your gut. Your gut is your second brain.
Yeah.
A lot of people have heard of drugs like Prozac and Paxil and so forth. They're in a class of drugs called SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And so they help serotonin hang around longer, and serotonin makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Your gut is responsible for like 90% of the serotonin in your body. So when your gut is happy, the gut microbiome, all those microorganisms are happy, then everything goes better for you. Your mood, your inflammation, your immunity, all of those things. So the serotonin is just the tip of the iceberg. But when your gut is happy, then you have less inflammation. Inflammation is linked to many diseases. And so that's just literally the tip of the iceberg as far as lifestyle medicine pillars.
Makes total sense. I would love to know, there's two things actually. First one,
Mhm.
what are some of your strategies that you would share? You can pick a few for
Okay.
stress reduction. And
Mm.
if,
Yeah.
let's say, somebody has a very stressful job, right? Many people do,
Mhm.
how to be able to cope better with that stress that might not be able to be avoided.
Okay. Actually, I'd love to give you three.
Okay.
I work at home. I left clinical medicine. I do administrative medicine and coaching and course creation now. So I'm at my desk. This is my home office. But I lifted my desk up on these wood bars,
Mhm.
and I got the desk that you can lift up.
Oh, yes.
And I got a treadmill that goes under my desk that doesn't have the railing. So I can lift up my desk, turn on the treadmill, move it over toward me, and I'm typing. I could be on a meeting, and I'm walking and walking
Mm.
and walking. And the endorphins kick in, and my brain becomes clearer, and the stress just starts to melt away. Something else super simple. You're driving down the street,
Yeah.
do box breathing. Breathe in 4 seconds, hold it. Breathe out 4 seconds, hold it. 4, 4, 4, 4. Box breathing. That relaxes your stress. Another thing that it seems on the surface like this is hocus pocus, but it's not. There's what we call tapping, and
Yes.
literally it's tapping your body. And so this is just a basic overview. So you take your fingers, you tap the top of your head a few times, you tap here, here, underneath your eye, underneath the nose, underneath the lips, and then here, and then you raise your arm and tap there. Tapping decreases your blood cortisol level, and it can bring you pretty rapid stress relief. Now, I'm not saying that if your stress level is up here and you tap for 5 minutes, you're going to take a nap. But I'm saying clinical studies have shown that tapping can be profound. Let me give you an example of how profound.
Mhm.
So they took a crew of people to Rwanda, people who had seen their family members macheted to death.
Oh my
They had
gosh.
PTSD. They took them through this program. After the program, a lot of them did not really have PTSD anymore. They remembered the deaths that they saw, but they were not as traumatized. They took some veterans in the United States diagnosed with PTSD, took them through a program. And by the end, I believe it said 47% of these veterans no longer met the criteria as having PTSD. And so that says a tremendous amount. You take people who've been at war, who have seen family members murdered, and after a detailed tapping program, now it's more than what I showed you. I'm giving you like the overview.
Mhm.
Their stress level decreased so much, it transformed their lives.
Wow.
And so those are some things people can do either free or inexpensively if you have to get a treadmill under the desk, but it's so worth it. Even Tai Chi. Sometimes I don't even get my treadmill. And I don't know if you would always call it Tai Chi, but just moving in place. I'm at work, I'm doing this, arms up. I may pick up my little weights,
Mhm.
and so I'm doing something, marching in place, jogging in place in front of my computer. Stay active, keep it moving. And when you do that, you're releasing these endorphins that increases your level of relaxation. And so you can sleep better at night. And when you sleep better, you wake up less stressed the next day. Just another example of how these pillars feed into each other.
Absolutely. And that opens the door for my second part, which was about sleep,
Mhm.
right? I find that a lot of people don't necessarily understand a really good sleep hygiene habit. or habits,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
What are some of the ones that are critical and key for you?
You have to stop your caffeine in the afternoon. So don't drink a cup of coffee with dinner or late afternoon. So maybe 2:30ish. Don't drink any more coffee. When it's time to wind down, train your body to know, okay, this routine is saying I need to prepare for sleep. And so a cold, not super cold, but a cool room
Yeah.
is better than a hot room, maybe 68 degrees or so. That helps. You want to get rid of the screens. So don't spend the evening binging on movies with this bright, glaring screen in front of you and then hop in bed and plan to fall asleep and get meaningful sleep. Gradually prepare your body for sleep. So turn off the screens, at least an hour before it's time to go to bed. Turn off your cell phone. Think of something like journaling. Think of things like taking a nice warm bath, even with Epsom salt, that is magnesium. Magnesium can be absorb into your skin with an Epsom salt bath. And magnesium also helps you relax.
Yeah.
If you take a lavender bath, sometimes your Epsom salt can have a lavender scent. You get two bangs for the buck. You have the relaxation with the lavender, and you have the magnesium that helps you relax. Also, and the hot water calms you down. So those are a few things that you could do to prepare to get a meaningful night's sleep.
Yeah. And, I will share one of my favorite, I say two tools that I bring with me when I'm traveling is an eye mask and my earplugs.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Right? I find that people don't realize as well that, unless you have that blackout blinds or a blind, right? You're going to get light and that's going to come through the eyelids. It's not going to be completely blacked out. So
Mhm.
if you have those on, it's just so much better to keep that sleep going and get that nice, healthy, deep sleep that we need.
I agree. And last night, I actually had to get up and put in my earplugs. Excuse me. The battery on my smoke detector was low, and so it kept beeping
Oh,
every couple of
goodness.
minutes.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to work. Fortunately, I have my earplugs right by my bed.
Yeah. Yep. I find those super helpful. Well, and I will admit, I like to sleep with a little bit of white noise. So I turn on our air purifier in our
Hmm.
bedroom, right? And I find that
Yes.
if I don't have that now, I struggle, which is why when I travel, if I don't have a fan or an air
Hmm.
purifier of some kind, I hear that noise. I need
Hmm.
those to be able to really be able to get a restful sleep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are actually channels on YouTube, excuse me, where you can listen to music and it goes hours. So that's something to think about when you're
Ah,
traveling.
yeah.
Just use your cell phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. That's a great suggestion. Let's dive into your book, Patient Empowerment 101, and talk a little bit about that. Because really, you talked about it, it's more than a book, it's an adventure. Tell us what that means. Give us some background.
Okay. So first of all, it's a fun read,
Hmm.
down to earth. People enjoy it, and it's not like this is Dr. Hester telling me this. This is this is like a friend who's just explaining to me how doctors think
Yeah.
and how if I think that way, I'll get better care. How I can expedite my own diagnoses by knowing how to give, for instance, a 2-minute elevator speech. When you pardon me, when you go to visit your doctor,
Hmm.
the doctor is going to want to know some specific things. And if you know the framework that we use to come to the diagnosis, and you use that framework, you can prepare in advance and not when you're sitting on the examining room table with this much time. That's not when you pull it together.
Yeah.
So I explained the framework that we use. So when you go to see the doctor, you can hit the bullet points. He may not even have to ask you any more questions because you'll be on point. So the adventure part is I'm not a filmmaker, or anything, but in a book, when you get the book, whether it's the hard copy or through
Yeah.
Kindle, there's the website. my website, one of my websites is patientempowerment101.com, but there are sub pages where you can go and you can download medical record forms.
Mhm.
You can watch videos. Again, I'm not a filmmaker, but they're kind of humanoid sort of
Yeah.
creatures that, you get the gist. But you get to see these like scenarios. You get to see these doctors and so forth. And the patient empowerment on my website, there is the Patient Empowerment 101 Masterclass where I actually hire real people. I hire actors and actresses to role play, to teach people how to talk to doctors in a way that we get it quickly. And the reason that that is so important is because if you're not sure of what's going on, your doctor is not going to want to miss anything. So your doctor may end up ordering this test, this test, this test, and maybe this, maybe I need to order that. That costs money,
Yeah.
it costs time, and some tests and procedures have the potential to be dangerous. But if you go in and you hit the nail on the head regularly, then that minimizes the likelihood that you're going to fall into this big pool of people who have all these tests and procedures unnecessarily. And if there are what we call false positives, it looks positive, but it's not. You may end up with a biopsy,
Yeah.
surgery, all these other things that you didn't need. So that is the gist of it's an adventure because it's not just a book. You can download forms to help you prepare your medical record. You can watch videos, and you can even, on the other side, the PTRreset.com site, you can see actors and actresses kind of play it out.
That is amazing. And
Thank
again,
you.
it makes total sense. You're empowering the people to take their health journey, right? They're into their own hands and be active in it.
Yes, they should be the center of their own healthcare team, not the doctor.
Absolutely.
It's all about you. Nobody is more vested in your life, in your longevity, in your vitality than you.
Absolutely.
And so we have power. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to know a single scientific term to know the framework that doctors use to get to the diagnosis.
That's amazing. Wow. And I mean, there's so many other things you're bringing to the table. And I do want to, I was obviously on your website and there's lots of things to check out, many different websites that you contribute to and have programs on. And there was a quote that I want to share because it is just
Mhm.
it resonated with me right away. And I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're both here to help people, right? That's why you have a
Yeah.
podcast, right? And physician on a mission to help you thrive, not just survive. That is a powerful statement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have seen the other side. I have pronounced too many people dead from diseases that were preventable, treatable, or reversible. And you spend decades watching unnecessary suffering and death when you know this did not have to happen.
Yeah.
It does something to you.
Absolutely.
And you become determined to help as many people as you possibly can not become one of those statistics.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can understand that for sure. I want to talk a little bit I want to share a few of your things that people might want to talk about and visit. So first off, PTR Reset on YouTube,
Mhm.
right? So you talked about your website. There's also many YouTube videos that people can watch. How would you suggest they navigate through through that successfully?
Well, they can go to my YouTube channel. It's PTR Reset.
Hmm.
And there are different sorts of things on that channel. Everything from how to talk to the doctor, just kind of a snippet of my course,
Hmm.
to I have a snippet from different people, different doctors, and so forth, snippets from their courses.
Hmm.
And then I talk about everything from stress reduction. I mean, there's so many different topics. And so just look at at the thumbnail and see what interests you the most, and then take a look. Most of the videos aren't that long. You can sit in an hour and go through multiple videos and walk away with a tremendous amount of information and your own action plan.
Amazing. Amazing. And I do want to dive in because you have something that's new that you
Yes,
just launched, right?
yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us a little bit about that? Because this, I think, is absolutely amazing for people to know about and take part in, of course.
Great. So the concept is 30 minutes for 30 years. Our time is valuable. And a lot of people have probably seen all these master classes, 2, 3 day master classes, 2 hours, an hour. And it's like, it's interesting, but I can't fit that in.
Right.
So I created these 30-minute sessions, different times of the day. For instance, Eastern time, I think they're like 7:30 a.m., noon, maybe 5 or 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and even on Sundays. And they're 30 minutes. And so there are multiple topics, stress, brain training, variety of topics, and new topics will be added regularly. But the concept is you invest 30 minutes of your time, and that could potentially reset the next 30 years of your life. So you'll walk away with something actionable with every 30-minute session. And so they're absolutely free. And you can sign up on ptrreset.com. You'll see the link on the home page, and you can just click and you go to the page with all the different options. And each one has the dates and times that they're available. You just click and register.
That is amazing. Wow. And so you talked about registering. Can they watch them anytime once they've launched? How does it work?
Well, that is the ultimate plan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have them on a different platform
Nice.
where they'll be on demand.
Oh, that's great.
But they're just starting up now.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do some, get the ball rolling,
Yep.
and then I'm going to have the option of on demand or live. The thing
Great.
when you do it live is you get some extra perks, so to speak. So just
Absolutely.
to get you to engage, take the time, 30 minutes, whether it's a Sunday evening or a Monday morning or noontime. There's so many different times and dates. Chances are there's going to be something that's going to fit your schedule. But again, by early spring, I hope to have them all on demand as well.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Such wonderful and empowering work that you're doing, right?
Thank you.
This is so important. And to be honest, I've never come across someone who has bridged that gap of communication,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah, that is just genius. So we will have all of Dr. Hester's links to PCR Reset, obviously, where you can sign up for those 30-minute sessions, and then more information as well about her book, as well as some YouTube page attachments as well in the description. So make sure you don't miss those. So, Dr. Hester, thank you so much for being on the show today.
It was an honor and a privilege. And I pray that I was able to impart to some people, many people, some life changing information and make them stop and think. I have more control over my future than I realize. And it's time to take back my control.
I love it. Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. Well, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Make sure you follow my channel and give this episode a thumbs up. For those listening on their favorite podcast hosts, we thank you for being here with us, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining us today on the Human Optimization Podcast. Episode technical production is by Grace Sylvester and guest booking by Stu Tate. Want to learn more? Visit Pitel-Killah.com for incredible free resources to supercharge your journey to becoming the best version of you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please like and subscribe to the Human Optimization Podcast and follow me on social media at Lisa Pitel-Killah.